going through it, keep going. You can, if you want, if you believe, if you trust in yourself or trust in something more than you, or in another anime, don't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you, what you can be.
Say it again?
It's from an anime, Gurren Lagann. Don't trust in yourself. Trust in the me that believes in you.
Trust in the me that believes in you.
Trust in what I know you can be. But keep going. It's difficult, it's hard. But if you keep going, you will succeed. If not the exact spot, you'll still go further.
And we're live today on another episode of Imagine Fitting In podcast with Neal Craft. Welcome, Neal.
Welcome. Hi.
All right, man. So like as I mentioned before, when we were talking before we started, got to be a big shout out to Larry Pacifico.
Yes.
And we know he's the man.
Yes.
So thank you, Larry. And he felt that it was probably going to be beneficial for us to hook up and you share some of what your work is. And
yes.
It's very awesome. And I'm excited to learn more, about your world and where you've been. And, as the Imagine Fitting podcast, it's all about mentors.
Yes.
Healthy lives and community. And also off camera, we mentioned, the body, mind, spirit, that kind of thing,
yes.
Concentration, all that.
Yes.
So I'm excited to hear more about you, but we'll get into some, all these questions. But where I'd like to start with, Neal, is like, where were you born? What did your parents do? Did you have siblings? What was that early time like?
Oh, okay. Well, I was born in Alabama. I was premature. I was born in Birmingham and lived in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Nice.
Single parent household, me and my mom, my older two brothers. They were there for a little while, but they were older, so they ended up going off to military and living their lives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just me and my mom for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Till maybe about 3, 4. My mom was a teacher for a while, but I was like 3 or 4, so I didn't really remember that much.
You can kick back, buddy, and get real comfortable.
And then when I was young, we moved up here to live with my grandma for a while, and that's where I grew up around all my cousins for a little bit until my mom found her own place, and it was just me and my mom forever. Like,
so this was your mom's mom, obviously, up here in Dayton.
Yes, my grandma was here. We lived with her for a while.
Yeah.
And she passed a couple years ago. She was like
God bless.
Thank you. She was like the matriarch of the family.
She's a matriarch, yeah.
And then it was me and my mom, and me and her forever. Me and her eventually moved out. She found her own place, and I lived with her for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then around about 23, 24, 25, I moved out and had roommates and stuff. Speaking about mentors, she was one of my mom is like my first mentors.
Yeah, right. That's kind of like okay. There's no choice of assignment here, or right?
Yeah.
This is it.
Yes.
So God bless, right? We're lucky in terms of right. Yeah.
Yes. And then it was me and my mom forever. And so basically, I have 2 older brothers, and then their wives, my sister-in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 3, 4 years ago, I met my dad's side of the family. Yeah, my dad was never really around, and because of the internet, Facebook, and some digging, I finally found him and my uncle on his brother, my aunt, and then all my relatives on his side. Unfortunately, during COVID times and a little bit after that, I talked to him a little bit, but he passed. But I still tried to. Thank you. But I still try to keep up with my cousins and uncle on that side.
Yeah.
So
nothing like family.
Yes. So on my dad's side, I got give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Forgive me, I don't remember them all. 4 or 5 siblings. Sisters, brother, big brother, and I got a whole bunch of cousins on that side of the family.
Yeah.
And so every so often I try to keep up and call and text, and I got to do that again.
Right. Sometimes it's almost like, the value and the beauty of all that.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, I love you, bye.
Yeah, yeah.
So many hours in the day and all that and stuff. Spread the love, so to speak, right?
Yes, yes.
Get your hit and stuff. Yeah,
yes.
that's awesome. So, so your mom was a single parent?
Yes.
And so she got it done, and was that a combo with her mother, your grandmother, I bet?
Yes. My grandma, she was like the babysitter of the family.
Got it.
So when I was a kid, until I get like around about 10, 11, because she's a babysitter, so I was there for a while.
Right.
And then after a while, when I was able to stay home, I stay home. But we always visit grandma about once, twice a week.
Nice.
And always there.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. We had to always. You reminded me of our trips to my mom's house. My mom's house. My grandma, call him Grandma B. We just early on we would attack. She would make these fresh dinner rolls, and I don't know if they were store bought or fresh, but I just remember those with hot butter.
Yes, yes.
And those it's interesting how these little memories just stick out. How special they are. And my dad's side, we go out and do all kinds of fun things on 4 acres of land, and besides cutting grass.
Yes.
So we had a good time out there, and cold watermelon in the summer, So that you can, that's wonderful. So listen, Neal. So, what experiences? I mean, you mentioned individuals that more profoundly shaped your life, right? Your personal value. I mean, your personal values in life, your philosophy. So, did you have any experiences? You're here now, and do you have any experiences or specific individuals that may have profoundly shifted your gears toward where you're doing?
Oh, yes. Basically, let's see. Funny story. Years ago, I have 2 godparents. My Uncle James and Aunt Ruby, when I was like 2, 3. Uncle James used to take me fishing. I remember one time I fell in the lake. He picked me up, and I was like covered, and I had put on like some clothes he had.
Yeah.
And I remember, funny story, we were just watching TV, and I think my very first kung fu movie was Big Trouble in Little China. And that got me started to love martial arts. And then I asked my mom, we went to a local YMCA, I asked her, can I do something, get ready? Because my friends did it too, so I wanted to do it. Start at 7, and that's all 7-year-olds start. You start, and then you stop. And then a couple years later, because I still love kung fu movies, you see it with my mom and just sit down, I saw Dragon, the Bruce Lee story with Jason Scott Lee. And then with that movie, I found out, oh wait, it's not like Power Rangers, it needs work. So
so it's just not like all of a sudden I can just stand up and do it.
Yeah. So I found out, okay, I went back, and then I stayed in Tang Soo Do under Master Watt Smith for about him and his best friend and teacher.
And that was here in Dayton, obviously.
That was in Dayton, at the West Area YMCA. It was him first, and then under his best friend and teacher, he's Grandmaster Stephen Allen. I was with them for like 10, 11 years.
Right.
And I was doing Tang Soo Do, and on days where it was hurting and feel bad, I kept going because I loved it.
Yeah.
There was one time I was...
Again, how old were you again when you were loving this?
10.
Oh, that's a great age, but go ahead.
I was like 10... And I stayed with it till college in about 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And in college, I found Jiu-Jitsu. I had, he's been a black belt for years now, but one of the guys there named Chris Moriarty, he was like one of my first guys who introduced me to Jiu-Jitsu. I did Jiu-Jitsu. He had a little club at UD because I went to University of Dayton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And like, about what year was this?
Oh shoot, this is probably about 2004, 2005.
Uh-huh.
And I started jujitsu with him, and then he left, and I needed to do something. So one of his teachers, a guy named John Stutzman, good, great guy, funny. Him and his friend Ryan Thatcher used to take me to a guy named George Rogel, famous UFC fighter. He has a school up in, I think it's
How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce the last name?
George Gurgel.
Gurgel.
He's Brazilian.
Okay.
Brazilian Portuguese. So he was one of the first early guys to do jiu-jitsu in this area.
Oh, okay.
And I was with him and his team for a couple years doing jiu-jitsu. I got my blue belt under John Stutzman and him. Blue belt's like your first rank in jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
And then I was with them. So John and Ryan were like saints because I was a karate guy trying to do jiu-jitsu and smashing out and not really knowing, and they were saints to work with me. And then
they obviously saw this potential, right?
And they were good friends, driving me up from UD to there.
Okay.
And then I have a lot of mentors.
That's wonderful, man.
Because one thing, my mom, going back to my mom, she always wanted me, because Dad wasn't around, so she always strived to me to find proper male role models. Master Smith.
Very smart. Very smart of her.
Yes.
God bless her. What's your mom's name?
Annie Craft.
Is she still with us?
Yes.
Annie Craft. A shout out to Annie Craft. We'd like to say hello today.
Thank you. She was a counselor for a long time.
Wonderful.
So she got me thinking about mental health. But she was also one of the first, probation officers around here. I think it was around the 70s or 80s, around there. She was a probation officer. She's one of the first black ones around here.
Sounds like a pioneer.
Yes.
And guess what? I'm sorry, her name again?
Annie Craft.
Annie Craft. We're going to have to have Annie Craft if she's open participant, if she's interested. I would love to hear that work, because that is valuable stuff that we know. We're kind of investigating. What are we doing? We're reporting here on you now. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows what the current situation, our current affairs are, too much, whatever. But we're trying to bring this message of how, not only important mental health has been forever, but how actually we're almost in a critical stage, especially with our young men.
Yes.
And I shout out and praise your mother for her work. And when you mentioned the 70s, if she's already back there doing that kind of work and, just being there and understanding, those stories need to be told and put perspective to it's been here.
Yes.
So we can really know, as really true, honest integrity and citizens of, I grew up here in Dayton. This is my hometown. I've been all over the world multiple times. I've been back. It's almost like my duty and my honor to try to shine these stories to the world, and obviously in honor of my late nephew. So so we'll talk about that. I don't want to assume anything, but I think she would be a really wonderful story.
Yes.
And help inspire others.
Yes.
Because this is just not about inspiring young people to find a mentor. This is going, hey, we were all mentored.
Yes.
I want everybody to think about passing it forward. If you're not mentoring somebody now, there are plenty of opportunities. So anyway, with your experiences in the martial arts, right?
Yes.
You're this young kid.
Yes.
And I can see why there was multiple guys.
Yes.
That are bending over backwards, and I'm sure you're doing this today, where they were like, okay, this kid has got to definitely have the energy and the potential. Really, we see the skill and his interest, and to nurture. So continue on about how you're at UD now. We jumped a little bit, but when you were 10, you got involved
in karate, Tang Soo Do, Budokan. I was with
multiple coaches and influences. Yes, that's awesome.
I was with them for a while, learning the forms, learning stuff. I got all the way to second degree black belt, and I ended up teaching a little bit for my instructor and a little bit at UD. And then at UD, I was with a team George Gurgel, with John Stutzman. This was years ago. The team has shifted. But I was with them for a while. And until I graduate, then I had to find someplace else. And then I found a guy named Robert Walker. He's a lot older now, but I was with his MMA team for a while. And that's where I cut my teeth in the world of full contact martial arts. I end up being 12-2 amateur. Okay, technically, they put it together as amateur, but it's like I was 11-2 MMA, 1-0 kickboxing for amateur fighting, and then I became a 4-5 pro. And Robert Walker, really, his team helped me show me what I could do, because there's a couple times where you don't want to win, but you find a way to.
Yeah.
And he was from the east side of Dayton, and he had a tough as nails personality, but he also was very funny. So he always kept us moving and working. And during this time, we had different jiu-jitsu coaches, and for a while, back to teaching, it was just me for a while. And I was teaching. I had to help teach kids. And funny story, we've had several kids run to the gym, and he was like teaching and stuff. And then the kids, I had to work with the kids just because something to do. I end up being in that role because if I'm there all the time, they end up seeing me, and I end up working with them.
So it was almost like a fluid ocean of tides coming in, being these individuals of all ages and these inspiring coaches. And that's a wonderful thing to think that, when we say mixed martial arts, it's like, hey, everybody, this is just that many more people who specialize in certain areas that are bringing and gelling this new form together. And I know it's helping and empowering so many young men and women. So we know the popularity.
Yes.
That's awesome. So can you, like I always ask this question, do you remember when you were like really young? Like, did you have any, before like 10 or something, any more before that? Did you have any dreams as a kid? Did you have a dream when you were really young, or no? Or it just came about like you want to be this Bruce Lee, whatever?
Yeah. And then I have to tell you about my main mentor now. Because it's a big story. But basically, what I wanted to do, my vision board, my thing that I was wrote down.
Yeah.
Besides, of course, I wanted to write a story. I ended up doing that. It's online. I think it's called Gym City Heroes.
Okay.
It's still online, but me and some friends, I wanted to do that, and I wanted to be a martial arts guy. This is all I've ever wanted to do.
So you sort of like, so you're a little bit of a writer.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, awesome.
I've been writing stuff, creative writing for a little bit, doing poetry.
Well, dude, fist bump, man, fist bump. See, my essence, I tell them this all the time, and again, I'll remind you that the goal here is always with looking for nuggets.
Yes.
Of inspiration, and just like, and you're reinforcing, like, I believe that the area of physical education and kids just basically knowing their physiology. Mm-hmm. They don't have to become some master baseball player or mixed martial artist or any particular sport. But from a functionality and healthy living, you need to know about your posture. You need to know about how to eat well. You need to know how to avoid going south and not taking care of yourself.
Yes.
So my essence, I'm an artist. My passion has been fitness.
Yes.
And so you can see all my creative stuff around. The point is that I'm emphasizing that our mental health is key to increasing a better awareness of body, right? Using the physical plane as a tool, and that's what my program does. And I talked to you about that off camera, that I'm going into education, right? And the arts.
Yes.
In that form of poetry and creative expression. There's all kinds of forms of expression. So those two things, the first thing was cut. We've had all this stem. I believe in that stem. That's why we're able to do this here. And I can figure out this technology. It makes life easy. But we know life is not easy. You have to face the reality of the day.
Yes.
Physical, right? And being able to express yourself.
Yes.
But I want you to continue on in terms of, let's see, where can we pick this up? You definitely. No, okay.
Well,
so I'm just going to
have one more mentor that I want to tell you about.
Go ahead.
And that he's like my big brother. He is probably that has formed my most recent idea about martial arts, about fitness, about balance, about understanding my understanding of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And his name is D. Freeman. And hopefully, if you get a chance, you can bring him on.
Okay.
Because when I was with Walker, eventually D found us, and because he knew a friend, and then I was with D was with us in the MMA program, but eventually people diverged, and so D went someplace, and I decided to go with him because I really liked his idea about jiu-jitsu.
Right.
And through D, who
you're still hungry to learn.
Yes, and I've been with him for about 12, 13 years. He's the guy that I got my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under. He's a third degree. I'm a first degree. I've been with him for years, and you talk about ideas of balance, of control, of understanding your mental makeup.
Yeah.
D talks about this, the idea of balance, control, try to understand inertia, try to understand base, functionality.
Yes.
But with
movement, inertia,
especially with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he really got my idea about he got me to really think about how I control my body in a way to better move efficiently. And when you tell me about what you do, I see how it's all related.
Right.
And I'm lucky enough he's still with us, and we teach the same program. He's the head of the program where I'm at now, the Mpower Gym. We've been there for about 5-6 years now. I'm his assistant, and he's like my major mentor. He has helped me with he knows a lot of things. He's helped me with bodybuilding. He's helped me with my posing. He's helped me to understand how to better function with lifting weights, with boxing, kickboxing. Even though I'm no longer an MMA fighter, he's helped me teach better. My approach to teaching and how I approach seeing the world and talking to people, that's my main guy right now, D. Freeman.
Nice.
And his wife, very fortunately, she's fought cancer, and she just got her black belt the other day.
Wow.
So she's like my big sister. They're like my family.
Sure.
Yeah, and they've helped me to really understand about balance. And so bringing this podcast really helped me to understand that. So it's like
it's all
synchronicity. It's
all the fusion. It's like it goes back to it goes back to like the universe, right?
Yes.
And there's, in my eyes, from my Joseph Campbell days, the 4 planes of existence is we have the universe, which is basically one of the planes of existence. So if you imagine a pyramid, the 4 sides of a pyramid.
Yes.
And one plane is the universe plane, right? The universe, the cosmic universe plane. When we talk about like astrology, this is just one of 4 planes. In that the universe, right? We are all these energies of frequencies and of fluids and energy and electric energy and pulses and right, that are bumping in each other.
Yes.
And so when you mentioned about like meeting your next coaches and how they're the dynamic couple.
Yes.
That there's a period of time where like you're supposed to be like on the same ship for a while through the universe. And then sometimes they separate. Sometimes they come back together, and there's a reason.
Yes.
So then there's the spiritual plane.
Yes.
Which we know involves religion or your beliefs of God or not God, and how that comes from, and that's a personal thing. And then you have the community, the ethos plane, where it's like you're expected to stop at that stop sign.
Yes.
And you to respect your neighbor.
Yes.
So we can live in peace, right? And work together. And then the last plane, so the cosmic. And I'm having a brain, you know what? The universe, cosmic, the spiritual, and the community ethos. In the mystery plane.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree that life's pretty much a mystery?
That's very true.
So those 4 planes, the universe, the mystery, the communal ethos of our existence, in that spiritual, and to be able to get to that, reach the height there at the eye of reason, which is on the back of a dollar bill.
Yes.
There's polarity on each of those corners.
Yes.
So if you try to go to one side too extreme on any of those planes, you're never going to get up.
Yes.
It's a negative and positive charge.
Yes.
So I like to share that because it's powerful in terms of, and I think this is a good time for us to pop over some. You've got so many wonderful mentors that I'm going to pop open some pictures here that you provided for me, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of Neal's people in his world, which I think will serve purpose in terms of, you said quite a few coaches. So we'll see what happens up when we bring them over here, and you'll bound your eyes, and I'm going to make this pretty much full screen, and there you are. So we'll start with this one. What are you doing right there?
Okay. Funny story. In Jiu-Jitsu, in our school, there's a saying in Jiu-Jitsu called "keep it playful," because you keep it playful, you're thinking, you're growing, you're learning. My school, Jiu-Jitsu, Ghost Team Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we try to do that. We also show martial arts defense and how to be combatively effective, but the training can be rough, so we have to have a good time. And so this is me with she's from Ronin Academy up in Columbus. She came down for my sister's black belt to be a part of it, and this is me and her rolling. And so me and a friend named Tony Berry, he has Superfly Comics up in Yellow Springs. I recommend it. I want to shout him out. I'm sorry, what's his name? Tony Berry.
And he has what?
A comic book shop.
A comic book shop?
Comic book shop called Superfly Comics.
Okay.
Superfly Gaming Comics.
Okay. And check the box for later.
Yes.
Potential guest. Go ahead.
Yes. And we, most people, they just get on the floor, and if you're by the wall, you have to go away. We like to play off the wall. We say, we allow it. Like that one joke says,
so you agree that she's going to jump on you right now and you'll be against the wall?
Yeah, and I'm just against the wall, and she didn't know. I was a little bit surprised. So she's lighter than me. Yeah. So I just stood up, leaning against the wall, and using balance and technique.
And waiting for her to get tired.
Yeah, and we're just having a great time. And she's saying, somebody take a picture.
Yeah, right.
So that's what that was here.
I can see her look on her face and yours.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry, what's her name?
Her name's Heather.
Heather.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and that's Tony, me, because we do judo, and I just threw him there. That was just a great picture.
Okay.
Tony is my favorite, what we call uke. I have a internet tutorial called Skill Craft with Neal Craft.
Okay.
And Tony is my uke, as in the guy who receives the throws, or the technique. And we have a great relationship, and he let me throw him there.
Okay, so let me ask you, where do you have we'll make sure we talk about this now, but we'll make sure we get the proper link. But do you have a specific link and to get that out to young people, or for anybody to get that resource?
It's for anybody. Basically, when I started doing this,
yes,
I wanted to bring attention to Ghost Team Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and my gym. As you can see, that's lovely Mpower Gym in the background. That's Bay 3.
Mpower, and we know that Larry does a bunch of work out there, and so does Mike Robinson.
Yes, and so I took pictures, and we do video, and basically we're thinking about who's my audience. I say people that miss class, people that want to learn jiu-jitsu, people it's not too advanced, not down here, just for anybody who wants to learn.
Is this just free open content?
Free open content for anybody.
Okay.
Any my friends. That's nice. Anybody that wants to learn.
And where is it? Is there a particular website?
Oh, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, and where would they? Okay, so we'll make sure we provide those links, so people can go just look in and hey, some free jiu-jitsu lessons ongoing or whatever here in Dayton.
Yes.
And then you never know if they're here in Dayton. maybe I go work with him.
Yes,
there
exactly.
You go. Yeah, nice. Okay, so how long have you been at Mpower?
Me and Ghost Team, we've been here in Vandalia for about, I think, almost, I had to do some math. I'll be a second grade black belt in October. Been here, that's been 3. So we've been here for about 5 years. Well, I think 5, 6. I could get the numbers wrong, but about 5 or 6.
Okay. So Neal, let me ask you.
I got my black belt here. So
what daily routines or habits have you found like it's been most effective in supporting your personal growth?
Oh, okay. Basically, either every night before I go to bed or every time I get up, one of the first things I do for brain health, I study Spanish on Duolingo.
Okay, so I want to stop you right there.
Okay.
I got to give you a big shout out. That's a huge compliment, dude.
Thank you.
That right there. Okay, kids, this is a nugget. When somebody, right, I'll be the first to admit that I never fully completed studies in a language. I had ended up so much interest in physiology and learning my craft and learning all the ins and outs and actually participating myself in like my body mind awareness of like learning all that and reading and whatever, reading. But then the neural, right? The neural capacity, what you do in those synapses is amazing. Now, the nugget here is kids and everyone, if you just have a subtle interest for language, going through those exercises is huge and a wonderful exercise in keeping the brain sharp in development for everything else that you learn that seems more easy, right? Because I know for sure myself that some things are easier to learn than others.
That's true.
And then after a while, you like sometimes you almost put it to the side.
Yes.
But that's awesome. That's a great nugget. So thank you. So besides, okay, and you do that, and then what else do you kind of
Well,
you found that's been effective, like to support your, like that kind of like this, we're in a constant state of trying to maintain. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can actually enhance homeostasis, but that's right. We're our bodies, each of us, where we need to be.
So with like either before I go to bed or as soon as I get up in the morning, one of the first things I do is I like study Duolingo. They've always told me I need to look at footage, so I find something quick because I don't have that much time. But I look at some jiu-jitsu footage, either a technique to help remind me of what I need to do or how to improve, or I look at some fight footage just to see. So I'm always looking at a little bit of something. Then I'm like try to always. I got this from a lady named Hannah who trains she's on and off of the gym, but she always tries to listen to something positive. So I'm either listening to something positive or reading something positive. And then I'm not good at it, but I'm somewhat of I'm trying to be working on being a person of faith, trying to get some like a spiritual aspect. So I'm reading something about Taoism or reading something from the Bible.
Another fist bump. Okay.
Trying to
Taoism.
Yes.
I have to do a shout out to my late father.
Yes.
I was raised Roman Catholic. God bless my mother. She gave us a huge starting foundation. My dad was raised Roman Catholic. And my dad, used to say when we were growing up, he used to go to church, have to go to church every single day.
Yes.
And so we grew up and going twice a week with my mom on Sundays and one time at school. So we went to Immaculate Conception. Anyway, when you say Taoism, my father discovered Taoism. He was an unbelievable reader, and the neighbors, both adults and kids, used to call him the Nutty Professor because he just seemed like he was always into things. And I think that's where I got my deal.
Yes.
Influenced, and so that being said, you also mentioned my man Alan Watts.
Yes.
This is it, right?
Yes.
Those, I would suggest, when you just mentioned, right, you're right, you're in it's a journey.
Yes.
Right, of discovery.
Yes.
And so again, I applaud you for that. And I would, to me personally, Taoism, Joseph Campbell, and we'll talk more about this off camera, and Alan Watts is a great place just to kind of like feed. Get a little steady stream. Yes. And you can make your way through. Yes. And what I think it's going to mostly do, and I'm hoping that this is somewhat of a nugget for people, because I don't push my beliefs on anybody, and I hope they don't do the same. Respect me, right? But I do believe in sharing to a degree of capacity of what's been beneficial for ourselves. Yes. And that's a part of that plane that you are addressing. So again, I commend you, and it's wonderful. You're blowing me away with the you're a fantastic mentor, because just studying languages, and that you're acknowledging that you're in process of faith, right? That's a beautiful thing. To me, that's a beautiful thing. So,
thank you.
Bravo, my friend.
Yeah. Mornings I read about. I'm working on reading about Taoism, or I read a little bit of the Bible, just trying to get my mind in a more positive state of being, so that when I go and teach the kids, teach the adults, the people, I'm in a better frame of reference.
So let's go there. Let's go to so who do you mentor mostly? Are these younger, all kinds of ages, or
all kinds of ages? Because I found out Jiu-Jitsu keeps you young at heart. So, funny story. I have a 1 p.m. class, and we call it, one of the guys, Tim, T-Money, he calls it the Rice Krispie class, because we're always...
Rice Krispie.
Yeah, because we're popping, crunching, and these are older people, like 45, 42, joints and everything. And they do jiu-jitsu, and that keeps them young, and they're like my kids. They're teenagers. They're like teenagers, and I'm just like, okay.
So maybe is it more like they have an excuse to be teenagers? Like they can, you can see how you would come in, right? You put the gi on or whatever, and you start rolling. And you get to play. You get to have fun.
Exactly.
And this is something that I'll shout this out, and I'm gonna say it right out this way, because playground for life.
Yes.
TM, everybody. Playground for life. TM. This was something I gotta research that some more, so I might have to take that back. That we need playtime.
Yes.
And that playtime is both physically creative and, if you want to say, mentally, spiritually, emotional, creative expression.
Yes.
And that's the arts.
Yes.
So whatever medium it is, right? So again, that's awesome that, and you're like me, man. We're a lot alike, because people are attracted to energy.
Yes.
And, if you know who you are, which I think you very much do, very good. And again, it's always a journey. Be better, right? Learn more, And it's a powerful message to remember for especially young ones.
Yes.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
And we know life's not easy. It takes discipline. It takes work, mental focus. It takes failure.
Yes.
Right? You either succeed or you learn.
Exactly.
Or if you decide you never want to try to succeed, then, it's kind of the whole line of repeating the same thing, expecting a different outcome.
Yes.
And I get back to, I hate to say this, but I have to, because I'm just coming up, is that if you don't have the wherewithal, which our insights are trying to inspire others to realize, life is waiting for you. This is it. If you decide that you're incapable, unwilling, or just decide that out of orneriness that you're not going to do anything, and you're just going to continue to bitch, after a while, you need to learn some basic respect for everybody around you.
Yes.
And to me, one of the most powerful forms of respect for a person like that they're stuck for whatever reason, is just be quiet. You're going to be expressing actual kindness if all you're doing is bringing negativity to people around you that are actually trying to attempt to better themselves. And I hate to, I never want to feel like I'm preaching here, but it's kind of simple. It's kind of simple. I've been on this planet for 62 years now, and it's kind of simple. So thinking of that, let's shift, because grappling. Okay, so this is a grappling federation.
Yeah. Okay. At this tournament,
you have all kinds. I mean, you are involved in multiple disciplines. So this is when you can tell us a little bit. Okay, just tell us about this discipline, because I know you teach. You study multiple disciplines.
Yes. This was a jiu-jitsu tournament with my friend Stephen Slater, who is a really nice guy, a good guy. He's also a realtor.
Okay.
And funny story. Schlater is going through his own process, trying to figure out some things, and he wanted to, for some reason, fast before the tournament. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for you. And he needed me to go and coach him. This was a jiu-jitsu tournament, American Grappling Federation.
Got it.
I've done before. He was doing a jiu-jitsu tournament. And he decided to fast. But Schlater is really good. And so even though he's tired and a little beat up beforehand, because he's going through his own spiritual process.
Got it.
He decided, I'm going to compete. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for you. And he went to go compete against that guy, and unfortunately, he was a little tired. And so this guy
on the left,
yeah, was doing well, but then Schlater is really good. So using jiu-jitsu, because that's Schlater, he knows it.
He came out on top.
Oh, like twice. Like in the second round, he had to fight a guy twice. There's only two guys, so it's like a double elimination.
Yeah, yeah.
So he fought the guy again, and same thing happened. And Schlater, oh my, bumped his head with a takedown, got taken down, bumped his head, got up, and he still won. So Schlater, my guy, is
a toughie. He's a tough hombre.
He's tired. Didn't eat as much as he could have, but through technique and skill, because he's very skillful,
yeah,
he won. And so I'm like really happy about that.
Okay, let me ask you. It says American Grappling Federation. Now, is that a federation that is that considered just all jiu-jitsu?
Oh, this was just that's the name of the tournament league. American Grappling Federation. In jiu-jitsu, we have different tournament leagues, and AGF is one tournament.
Got it. So all the competition was like just strictly jiu-jitsu.
Just jiu-jitsu.
No mixed martial striking stuff. Yeah, got it.
Just jiu-jitsu at this tournament here.
And this was recently?
Yeah, this was I think last month back, either early this month or last month. It was recent.
Okay.
And
why don't you give listeners give us a list of the martial arts that you have experienced or currently practice in order of learning. Go.
Okay, first thing, I was a Tang Soo Do Muay Kwan guy. I've done that. I got my second degree black belt in that. I've done that. I did that for like 12 years. After that, I got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for about 20-ish years now. I am a Carlson Gracie black belt. Goes Carlson Gracie Jr., my teacher, D. Freeman, then me.
Carlson, let me ask you a quick question. We'll pick up where Carlson Gracie.
Yes.
Carlson Gracie, was he the guy who started the number one Uno guy, the first guy, or that was another name?
His family.
Right.
His family.
Carlson Gracie was the son of his father who started it, correct?
Oh, his father was Carlson Gracie Sr.
Okay.
And Sr.
Yes.
With his big family.
Yes.
His uncle Helio.
Yeah.
Helio and his brothers, and Carlson, who was one of the fathers of the family. Big important name to Carlson Gracie Sr. Helped start so many teams, so many federations, so many people.
Yes.
And he taught his son, who taught my teacher, who taught me.
Got it.
Lineage is sort of important in jiu-jitsu.
Sure. Let me throw something in there for you. Okay. When I was in L.A., I just have to mention this because. Have you ever heard of a gentleman named Ray Diageo?
Hey Diogo? Yeah, I know Hey Diogo. I've met him a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's part of the Carlson and Gracie lineage.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to tell you a quick story, and the listeners. So I'm in L.A.
Yeah.
And I'm working at a gym.
Yes. And
one of my buddies, a fellow trainer, is also a boxer.
Okay.
His name is Bernardo Mendez.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And a shout out to Bernardo Mendez, buddy. I'm going to link you on this one, buddy. He says, I got a friend. He's Brazilian, Bernardo. And he goes, I got a friend that, he's this major jiu-jitsu guy, Ray. And he wants to, he's whatever. He just wants to meet you, or he could use some pointer. Bernardo thought all the balance work that I was doing, and all my corrective exercise and functionality and stuff, he thought that Ray could benefit from maybe talking to me. So I ended up actually training Ray.
Cool.
In L.A.
Yeah.
and I went to his studio. And I was very humbled and very flattered. I spent quite a few sessions. I would go to his studio and I would train him. He was such a, those guys are busy,
yes,
right? And he got this huge black and white photograph on the wall of his studio. And so he's there holding a gentleman in his arms, which was his mentor, Carlson Gracie Senior.
Sweet. Wow.
And so I'm in right? Is that crazy?
Yes.
I'm in the gym, and I'm sitting there, but I'd been working with him probably close to 10 sessions on his shoulders and his low back, and he found, obviously, he wanted me to keep returning because he felt positive, and so he said, I'd like to invite you. We're having a belt ceremony on Saturday. I'd like to invite you to come. And he knew that I was like always trying to help people, whatever. And so I'm like, sure. So I come, and I was honored to go there, and like he could say a couple words to my group before the belt ceremony starts. So I sit down. I go into place. Of course, Ray at the time was just dealing with some structural stuff that I was helping him with. He was, he's obviously, you can't stop him. He's a force to be working with.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there, and I see all these cast of characters of all different ages of guys come in, and they're all, jiu-jitsu guys, right, of his team. And they're all like almost like dressed, and they're all sitting down and stuff. So I sit down to a guy next to me. And so as we're getting ready to get started, before Ray sends me up there, and Ray starts to speak or something, and I said, yeah, and I mentioned to the gentleman next to me that what I was here to do to stand up and talk about how I was helping him. And he looked at me and said, this is what made me so humbled. He looked at me and said, wow, he goes, he's never had anybody come to do what you're going to do today. And I'm like, whoa, like you're the first person ever for him to put me up in front of the whole team to, I don't know if it's interruption or an add-on, right? So I was completely humbled, like, oh my gosh, I'm very honored. So I got to stand up and give my 5 minutes of who I was,
cool.
how I was trying to benefit and support Ray and his journey. And it was just a really humbling experience. And he's a beautiful individual. I'm actually getting out to LA next week. So I'm looking to I'll try to tag him, but he's probably anywhere in the world, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to get back to you some of your pictures and stuff. So who's this guy?
Oh, that's Will Ashcraft. He's one of the owners of Mpower Gym. He's, I believe, 7th degree black belt, Taekwondo, world champion guy.
Okay.
And I'm one of the personal trainers there, and we figured at the time, this is last year, we're just going to go run the hill across the street. Because he's getting ready for a tournament.
Working on that endurance?
Yeah, and we just figured, why not? It's across the street. Why not do it? We just ran heels.
So you said he's the owner of Mpower or co-owner?
Co-owner, him and Mike Baker.
Okay. I'm not sure if I've ever met Mike Baker.
You've probably seen him. He's always in Bay 1. He's like lifting, teach you how to lift, how to move, how to do stuff. And
you know what? Does he have darker hair?
Darker hair, long hair, beard.
Okay.
And him and Will own it.
Got it.
And they've been at Empire Gym about 8 years now.
Okay.
And
nice.
They are same vein of putting strength, martial arts, all of it in one spot.
Right.
And trying to make people better.
Full center. Now, what do we have here? This is the Nashville International Open 2022 Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, this was me won the last competitions I did a couple of years ago. Where I won.
Now, this is going to be your last or this most recent?
This is back in 2022.
You're still going to be competing now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But after this, I did again a couple of months later. Did not do the best, but I got work to do, as we all.
Sure. Well, you learned, right?
Yes, I learned. I learned a lot.
Even you won and you're still learning.
Yes. So and then, unfortunately, after the one I competed again after this, I broke my leg, training fluke. And then, so I had to, come back And now it's better now. Thank you, Dr. Luke. He's my physical therapist.
Yeah.
Training Nation. Go Training Nation. You need to bring him on. He's all into this stuff.
So just again, asterisk.
Yes.
Right. I'll be looking for you to send me. You can kind of, you get a tender reach out, see if they have the interest.
Yes.
You give them my number, and then you just tell them just hit me up.
Yes.
Or either way. Okay. Cool.
But
so go ahead.
This tournament.
Yeah.
Funny story.
You won.
I won this one. This was Carl. That's Carlos. Me and Carlos have been competing each other for years, and he lives up in Athens. Athens.
Yeah.
And he runs one Jiu-Jitsu. And the funny thing is, we went all the way to Nashville just to fight each other. Well, I just went to his gym, couldn't mind, but we fight each other.
But this was like a national competition, international competition.
Yes, IBJJF.
So did you guys know that you're going too, right? Do you knew you were going there and you could be competing against each other?
We were in the same division, but by the time it happened, because in IBJJF that's high level stuff,
right?
Up until like 2 weeks out, you can move around. So we were expecting maybe 4 or 5 people. We ended up just being me and him.
Okay.
And me and Carlos been fighting back and forth. And then this one, we had to, and usually IBJJF, you only fight once. We fight each other twice, and I won that time.
Okay. Now, is this by weight class, or what is that?
Weight class. IBJJF is weight class and belt.
Mm-hmm.
And Carlos is good. And this time, we were in the same weight class, and I got him this time.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully down the line, when we're both healthy, we'll fight another competition. I'm sure we'll travel like 5 million miles and stuff to fight each other again.
Okay.
At some point, I need to go up there. He needs to come visit me. That way we can save money. But yeah, we did this, and it was a good time.
Okay.
Oh,
and so
that is...
Is that the guy you were throwing in the picture?
No. That is NyQuil. That's Kyle Hagen.
Oh, you call him NyQuil because he puts people out?
Well, okay. Funny story. In Jiu-Jitsu, you get weird names. And we had 2 Kyles.
That's a classic.
Yes. Kyle that comes in the morning, Kyle that comes at night. So, NyQuil. He's NyQuil. And he's just playing around with one of our guys, Evan.
Uh-huh.
Evan's a big boy. He's 11. And we're just having a good time.
Got it. So let me ask you. So, okay, we talked about all these martial arts, man. You're full in. I can hear excitement. All these coaches. You just have this wonderful family that's ever growing. It's awesome. It's so much more expansive in open air. I feel like an open air community, and so much more approachable. Like back in the days when I was in fitness and the fitness communities, and there's just seemed like so many temporal egos along the way, and it wasn't like we were, only way we were competing was like, like, oh yeah, my client list or your client list, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like, this interactive learning and teaching and instructors type thing where the community. So that's something I just made a realization now. So thank you for that nugget for me, because on a personal level, it just shows how powerful and dynamic just competition is.
Yes.
And to understand that there's preparation, and there's hard work, and there's going to be either a success or failure, and obviously learning. But what's helped you, like all these disciplines right now and what you're into?
Yes.
Why do you do what you do?
Simple. I love it. This is my passion. People say they're in love with the grind. I am in love with this. It's I'm a big manga, anime, sci-fi guy. In fact, they call Jiu-Jitsu people a bunch of assassin nerds. I'm one of them. And
that's awesome.
I get a lot of quotes from stuff I really like. One of them from, I think it's called History's Greatest Disciple Kenichi. It says, when it hurts, train. Does it feel right? Train. I'm paraphrasing, mind you.
Yeah. When
it feels bad, train. When it hurts, train. When the world is going wrong around you, train. Your training will never betray you.
Yeah.
Another quote.
Is that, in terms of training, is just like you're in constant preparation, and or learning the mechanics of whatever is crossing your path.
Yes.
That seems a challenge of the day.
Yes. And there's people that say to be good at jiu-jitsu or anything really, you have to fall in love with the grind. But me, it's more than that. You got to be in love with the good days, the bad days. You have to show up when you don't feel like it, because this is the honest truth. Jiu-jitsu sucks. Jiu-jitsu is painful. But we laugh and get through it because it's more than that.
Right.
It's more than, like... it's a whole feeling, a vibe. It's more than just... It's a whole combination, aggregate of who you end up being, because you want to become more than who you are.
Yeah.
And we laugh and we joke and have a good time, because the training can be painful. It's one of the hardest things you can do. But we love it. And because I love it, I do it. It's my form of expression.
So when when you're talking about it, it's like, it is pain, it is hard, and whatever. It's like, to me, what I'm getting is, which is very powerful, and I think this is another nugget. So thank you. I believe that if you're doing something that is so complex and so engaging, that the majority of time when you are challenged and just the basic doing, you feel it to every essence of your, from your fingertips to your toes and every cellular, sweat, what droplet or whatever. In the process of like loving something like that, is you're almost in love with the act of struggling.
Yes.
And to be able to, I think that's probably one of the most beautiful things about jiu-jitsu, is that it has its own way of, like not a fatal blow, but just a control, to control energies outside your body, and this comes in the form of another your opponent, who's obviously a fellow physiological being at whatever given time, and the wherewithal to, like you said, if it's something's really tough and could be painful and like you feel it, and you're not even really winning, and the majority of time during that part, like, you're not necessarily like, having any kind of grand hurrah or this huge celebration, but I think these internal discoveries, or that just feeling of like, you put your work in, and there's this is like the best form of luck the definition of luck I ever heard was preparation with opportunity.
Yes.
So when you're prepared to go to that next competition, you're prepared to, be a business partner. When you're prepared to be that person and help another individual, right?
Yes.
Or prepared to be as humble to realize when you may need help yourself.
Yes.
And so I think that's just powerful messages to all ages.
Yes.
And it's something that, I love watching mixed martial arts.
Yes.
And, some people say the brutality and the blood and all that, whatever. But I'm in love with you, right? I'm in love with the human potential.
Yes.
And it started through that physical playing with me, and it empowered me to where I put you here, where I put myself here today.
Yes.
And all the opportunities. And it's only given me structure to bridge it into my work ethic, to my learning, my experience with people, and my opportunity to share. And that my friend is a momentum of beauty. And, when you say when you love what you do, and that word grind.
Yes.
I replaced the word work a long time ago. It's a very harsh, to me, it's a very, what I'd say, a very harsh word.
Yes.
But when I put the word life and all the things that life requires us to do and work, right? Fending for ourselves.
Yes.
Working to be strong, to create the resources, the food, the shelter, our well-being, to be an individual, healthy self. What do you call it? Carry your own weight, right?
Yes.
And then to be able to let go. Not I'm only doing that, but I'm going to become a teacher, instructor, and pass it forward.
Yes.
And that obviously you know this, and we all know this. Everybody in my audience knows this. There's no more underappreciated people in this world than teachers.
Yes.
And educators.
He's also a teacher.
Nice.
Yeah, he teaches at Sinclair.
Okay, now, so we're going to do a little shift.
Yes.
Now we're getting into bodybuilding. We're going to do a shout out to Mr. Mike Robinson.
Yes.
So, hey, Mike. He's there centered stage with his posse. Tell me about this picture and how Mike has engaged with you over the years.
Okay. I've known Mike for about, I think, year and a half, 2 years now. This was at the Julie Palmer. This is, I've done 2 shows. This is my first big one, but I did a small show, Larry Pacifico's show last year. Mm-hmm. And remember how I said I broke my leg?
Yeah.
Well, my coach, D, for Jiu-Jitsu, made fun of me. Like, some people get fat. Neal decided to go in bodybuilding. I'm like, yeah.
So you got sculpted and stuff?
Yeah. Because a person I knew a while ago, she said I should do it. I was like, nah. And then I'm like, I saw Mike at the gym. And some of the guys said I should do it because I was walking through my shirt off one time, came in from like swinging a hammer outside, and they said it was free. I'm like, okay, fine. So I started doing posing classes. Then I figured, okay, I'll keep going. So I do posing classes, and then Larry said, "I have a show."
Okay.
I'm like, okay. And so I did it. I'm like, wow, I haven't been that low in years.
What do you mean, what, low? Cut?
Okay, I used to fight at 170, was an MMA fighter.
Oh.
And then after I got out of that, I was just doing jiu-jitsu. I was in the 190s, 190s, and I was in the 90s for a while. Then just from posing eating right, I got to 170. I'm like, wow. So I did it for a little bit. And I did Larry's show. I got, I believe I got, I don't even remember. I think second place.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, or someplace right there. And then, okay, and I kept doing the posting show because it's free, and why not? And I like the idea of seeing my body, and also hanging around with these ladies and gentlemen makes me want to stay in shape.
It's definitely right. Of course, right. The company you keep.
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot through here real quick and show you everybody this picture. Look at you. Now, how much do you weigh there, and when was this?
That was the Julie Palmer.
Okay.
That was back in June. I was probably 175.
Just this past June? Like a couple months?
About a couple
month ago.
About a month ago.
Whoa, dude, you are ripped.
Thank you. I don't look that way now, but thank you. I'm close. But
I have a lot of respect for that discipline, man.
But yeah. And so I hang out with them. It keeps me wanting to look the part because fitness, you don't have to look the part. But in this stage of the game, I like to look the part, and it helps me look the part. Even if I'm not looking that lean, just being around them makes me want to eat right and keep doing the things I should be doing. Because even though I am not doing a bodybuilding show anytime soon, I want to get back into jiu-jitsu, it still keeps me wanting to eat right, eat healthy, and not go to extremes, because I have these guys, like, I look at them, okay, I gotta make sure I eat right, just to hang.
I'm sure that's just so powerful that's just another, and I know Mike is the man.
Yes.
In terms of bodybuilding nutrition. Yes. I mean, this guy he knows his stuff. And I can imagine that it's been super powerful for you to not only practice it yourself upon his guidance, but to be able to coach your students and have them realize the importance firsthand, seeing what you've done, and empower them to degrees of helping their just basics, their dietary, their baseline.
Yes.
And when you go to different levels, and again, it's going back to Taoism and all that, right? We're just a growing process of layers.
Yes.
So that, again, I applaud you because I can tell you're an amazing teacher.
Oh, thank you.
And let me ask you, Neal, what role does gratitude play in your life? How do you practice that gratitude?
I'm always trying to be be cognizant and thankful for where I've gone, where I'm going, for the good and the bad. The hard part's the bad, and trying to mean it, because the bad and the good got you to here. Um, and in realizing that, realizing the yin and yang of it, the up and down, the Taoism of it, the way of it, being thankful for what got me here, um, the good, the bad, the indifferent, and the thankful, and trying to mean it. It's a practice, but really trying to mean it, because you could be someplace else. Life takes you up in there, but you're here now, and you can, I don't know if it's for a reason, but you can at least make it a reason. There's some philosophies that say life is a blank slate, and some people be freaked out about that. But if life is a blank slate, I think Kierkegaard was saying, if life's a blank slate, then you can impose meaning on it. So I choose to impose, hey, this bad thing happened, but I can be more than that. I can thank it for what it's done for me. And I got that from yoga. I've been a yoga teacher for about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, a long time, doing yoga. And one of the things is, I tell my yoga people, the students at the time, like, thank your thoughts for their time, but let them go. Thank you for this time. Glad you are here. But then we can move on to make room for bigger and better things. I'm still working on that, but I try to do that with remembering things that weren't the best at the time, but it got me here.
Right.
For even with the, like, you either win or you learn. That philosophy, like, the tournament after the one that I got first place in, after that I lost. But I learned from it. And now I can work on, that's part of the reasons why I'm thinking about bodybuilding, about controlling my diet.
Yeah, it's one aspect of it. Now, when you said the blank slate, it makes me go to that analogy of, like, it's like a blank canvas.
Yes.
And when you say there's like these good and bad things that work, and you can start to splatter the paint, you can splatter your actions on that slate, right?
Yes.
That blank slate. You splatter that paint, and you move it around, and it will dry, and it will, like, okay, it's there. And then there's certain aspects of that you're like, oh, I like this portion of it, but I don't know, like this one. This didn't work out. So then what do you again? What do? You right? You engage yourself with another action.
Yes.
Splash some more paint.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you make that starts to build. And it's I think man, we're getting all kinds of nuggets, man.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for the inspiration, because you are inspiring these thoughts that I'm having, and I appreciate your energy and your I think you might be the front leader right now in nuggets, dude. Out of all 54, I'm telling you, you're definitely in the running.
Thank you.
Larry might have some competition there, respectfully. But that being said, I just have to go back to this simple few things, like just kindness. If it's a kind word, or just being quiet. Are you contributing? And some things in my logo brand and in my messaging, when my things come up, it says creativity and experience and knowledge and purpose. And that purpose is like, people, if they try to just wrap their head around the idea of, and I had this whole journey. I have to admit, like, when you're young and you're kind of like wandering around, and you get to a point like, why not me? And you get almost, there's a level of selfishness. And it wasn't until years of experience and realizing, like, I have to be much more selfless. And for me to be in tune with my own being and my own wellness, I had to just, like, why am I feeling like I'm entitled, or why am I not getting what I need, or why am I disappointed when things don't exactly work out the way I envision or want them or desire? And it's only through hardship, work, and failure, and it's almost like comical, but people, we've heard this all the time and over again. How many times growing up have you heard the story about the guy's struggle, and somebody's here on the podium, oh, if you knew what it took to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's truly eye-opening. And I'm experiencing that now.
Mm-hmm.
And I, gratefully and with gratitude, both my hard work and my hardships and my failures and my learning, sometimes the bumps are bigger than others,
Mm-hmm.
but, and it's seeming like, oh, like you're down and out, like this is taking me out. There's no hope and stuff. And so, my message really is welcome the struggle,
Yes.
Ideally, there's a lot of clouds and fog that will distract you or not be able to see clearly if you're really not answering the question of, what, like you mentioned, you love it. What do you have a passion about? And I always said back in the day, I'd rather work and struggle at something I'm passionate about and have this potential to just go, yeah, I didn't get everything I wanted, but man, this was an experience and this was a great ride, and I have a lot to be grateful for in my life. My life is not only better, but I feel that, like, with that purpose of that understanding of what selfless is. And God bless my mother, because if the definition was in her name would be in the dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Is that whole journey, along with us experiencing our loved ones and our friends and seeing hardships and going through traumas and just hardships, and just to know that, like, community, goes back to my essence of my podcast. Mentors, healthy lives, and community.
Yes.
We can all do this. We don't have to, please speak up, everybody. Speak up. But, are you speaking some stuff of encouragement, of support, and, negativity's we got to put aside. You have to be, open,
yes.
right? And if you're not open, you can't learn. If you can't learn, if you're not willing to learn more than what you know, these experiences that you're going to have that are hardships or not necessarily and thinking that, what's crazy of thinking about doing the same thing, repeating the same thing, expecting a different result.
Yes.
Right? We know what that's a form of. So listen, tell me, is there anything particular you would have done, particularly different in your life, to prepare yourself for your future? Like, when you look back on it in terms of, like, your road, your journey?
I had to learn something very important to not do that. I'll explain. I got this from my coach, D. Because first thing you think about that, it's like with jiu-jitsu. You wish every time, whoever starts jiu-jitsu, unless you did something like wrestle or did judo, you always say, I wish I did wrestling or judo. Or I wish I would have started earlier. I wish I would have did this. And we have all these wishes. But you can't change the past. All I can do is, or think about how will you move forward. There's a lot of things. There's regrets here, regrets there.
So was that was that like a moment, a light went off when you were in a particular time of your life with one of those particular mentors? Do you remember? Like, did you remember that? Because you've had so many mentors, which is amazing.
Yes.
In that, do you happen to remember, like, when you're speaking very powerfully about that?
Yes. It happens in jiu-jitsu. There's cycles, and everything is cyclical. It goes, you get to a certain level, but then you're higher, but you still have to come with, you still have the same thoughts and ideas. You just can go about a little bit better. And I was talking to D about something, about the past of some issue I was having, because me and D talk.
Yeah. I'm sorry, D.
D. Freeman.
D. Freeman.
Yeah.
Shout out to D. Freeman.
Yes. He is the head of Ghost Team Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But anyway, we were talking about stuff, and jiu-jitsu is a people business, so we have to talk because it helps. About being kind, but I'll get into that in a second. But anyway, I was going through something and thinking about something, and this was like a couple years ago, he said that's cool, but we can't do that. He even said that there's even times where he thought about it, but we can't go backwards. All we can is go forward, and if we go forward, we have to focus on what we will do about it.
Stuff comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wins. Mm-hmm. And to be, obviously, I guess I'll leave it with a a statement of like, wow, okay, can we just be a little kinder?
Yes.
You know? And the idea that you're so powerful. To me, dude, your energy is just as engaging as what I feel that I've come to discover that I have this and this bounty, and I want to really respect it. And it's a fragile but powerful thing. And the more I take care of it in a state of being humble, with a humility and grateful, and then being able to try to say, not only with my physical work, as I work with people all the time, you know more than me, that it takes you to get them, their heads in presence with you on that mat, so they can identify where that elbow has to go, or where that wrist, get the ankle out of there.
Yes.
So, in essence, Neal, I thank you for your time. Would you like to share any thoughts? And it's, again, this can be to a person of any age, on what you feel. Any parting messages for audience?
For children, adults, older people, younger people, anybody really, that if you're going through it, keep going. You can, if you want, if you believe, if you trust in yourself, or trust in something more than you. Or in another anime, don't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you, what you can be.
Say that again?
It's from an anime, Gurren Lagann. Don't trust in yourself. Trust in the me that believes in you.
Trust in the me that believes in you.
Trust in what I know you can be, but keep going. It's difficult, it's hard, but if you keep going, you will succeed. If not the exact spot, you'll still go further. That's
a great one.
Yeah. It may be difficult, but you can do it.
It's a step.
Yes.
It's all about steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right, man. Well, Neal, it has been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
I knew that it was going to be a dynamic interview, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you.
I have a feeling that this is not the end of our time hanging here in Dayton, and we'll definitely talk some more, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Okay. It's been my pleasure to host you.
Thank you.
So have a wonderful day. All right, kids. Till next time. Bye-bye.